Perfect. We're recording, guys. I'm super excited, super grateful each and every single one of you are on this call. I'm really, really excited about this call because this is a topic where you're going to make the most money. What I mean by that is you will always make more money with people that you do not know than people that you do know. And the reason why that happens is because you have the ability to create a blank slate of who you want to be, not who you are. And we're going to dive a lot into that in regards to building relationships, in regards to what to say, in regards to, moving the conversation along, to introducing people to the platform, piquing interest, different things like that. But I just want to start with a couple of announcements. This Wednesday, for those who are on this call, please make sure your cameras are on, your notes are out. I'm going to go really fast through this information because it is recorded. I'm not going to slow down. I'm going to go straight to it. And you're going to have the ability to rewatch everything over and over and over again and be able to share these trainings with your team. So number one, Matt Rosa, this Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be doing a private call with our team. Chairman 500, Matt Rosa, will be doing a private call. On top of that, we have the op call on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up the actual schedule really quick. If you guys saw this, I posted it in the Telegram. There's just a lot of phenomenal calls this week that is really just setting the pace for December 2019. And I think that's one of the most exciting things in the world is the fact that this is the month where we're going the hardest. And so obviously we have tonight's call. Tomorrow at 9 p.m., we have exactly what to say when it comes to objections, when it comes to piquing interest with Platinum 1000s, Nancy and Armando Valencia. Tomorrow, on Wednesday, we have 6 p.m., Matt Rosa, 7 p.m. intro call with myself. 8 p.m. we have the crypto class, and then 9 p.m. Next Wave Mentorship. Thursday we have a mindset training with a launch call, and Friday we have a high-level thinkers training with Mike and back testing with Platinum 1000 and signal caller for Discord, Rodney. So a lot of crazy and amazing trainings this week that I'm super excited for. If I went too fast, please, if someone has that link, I'll make your life really easy. I'll go ahead and drop it in the chat right now. So don't get distracted. I'm also going to say welcome to Dustin. So if you're watching this recording, you're probably extremely confused, but if you're on live, you know exactly what I'm saying. So let's dive into this, guys. That's the quick announcement. I want to really get into the nitty-gritty of this training, and I want to talk on a topic that we talked about in warm marketing because I think it's important. I'm not going to spend 15, 20 minutes on it like I did last time. If you need that 15, 20 minutes of this, go back to the warm marketing training. But I want to talk about belief, right? I want to really talk about the power of belief again. You guys have to believe specifically. I'm gonna move this to a different direction. You have to believe that you are going to make an impact in someone's life. You cannot go into a conversation with the desire to recruit them or bring them into your business. You must have the desire and understanding that you are going to make an impact in someone's life. Because when you go in with that mindset, you now have something called peace of outcome, right? It's all intention, right? Intention is energy. And if we have the energy of impact, there is something positive that is going to come out of that conversation. And it may not directly be you. It may be what that person does to someone else in the future that creates a trickle effect that just makes the world a better place. If you do this properly, you're going to see so much more success. It's not about sending 10, 20 messages a day just to crank out 10 to 20 messages. Anyone can copy and paste messages into people's Instagrams, into people's Facebook. And I'm going to speak directly on social media. I may touch a little bit on cold marketing when it comes to, conversations, different things like that, because I can do that in a couple minutes. But I'm speaking directly towards social media. I always go into a conversation looking at the person's page saying, I believe I can make an impact in this person's life, and I believe that they can make an impact in other people. I always go in with that mindset because it sets proper intentionality, and it just flows the conversation a lot more, and now you're doing things the right way. When you begin to speak to people with the script and you begin to look at people at numbers, you're not looking at the person. You're not looking at the conversation. And I think what a lot of people don't understand is that business is conversation. Business is communication. If there's no communication, there's no business. And so if you're not having the right communication, you're never going to have any business. And so if you try to cookie cut every single person, this isn't going to work. Is the straight line, straight line persuasion the same? Pretty much, right? But every little person, or not every little person, every single person is going to have different trigger points for conversation. And I'm going to talk about what I mean by that. In the warm marketing training, I talked about typically, or in previous trainings, I talked about this. When I'm doing a three-way call, I spend the first 10 to 15 minutes getting to know the person. Now, if the person doesn't seem very conversational, I don't spend that long, maybe 5, 6, 7 minutes. But I want to know the person, because getting to know the person allows me to know them and allows me to know exactly what I need to talk about. I love the quote, no one cares how much you know till they know how much you care, right? No one cares how much you know till they know how much you care. That is extremely, extremely important. And I bring this up in presentations. I say, guys, like, when is the last time that someone has asked you what you're passionate about? Are you having a good day? What your goals, your dreams, your aspirations are? And it's so sad to me that every single time nobody raises their hand. Now you have the few, right? The 5, 10% that sometimes raise their hand, but the overwhelming amount of people never receive that question by their best friends, their circle of friends. So if you have some random person on social media asking you this question, they're very interested in building a relationship with you because it's a feeling that they haven't felt in a long time. So no one cares how much you know. It's not about you being the smartest person. They want to know that you care. That's all that matters. So when I'm scrolling through social media, I'm looking for a couple things, right? I'm targeting hashtags. And by the way, guys, next week, we're going to have a social media training. So if you're watching this recording, go watch next week's recording. You'll have the link for that too. We're going to specifically talk about how to not only attract people to your page, but what pages to attract, what hashtags to go after, what messages should we be sending. We're really going to be focusing on that in this call. We're going to divide these 2 calls up so they're not as long. You're not having a straight 2-hour training. You're having simplified, separate 30-minute to 1-hour trainings. And so the cold messaging, all that, we'll go over that. But I'm looking through these people's pages. I'm on the Explorer page. I'm in the Facebook group. I'm in all these different things. Guys, cold marketing, you have an unlimited amount of people. There is no such thing as not having prospects, not having potential new traders, not having potential new millionaires, whatever you want to call that individual. There is an abundance of people looking for opportunities. Statistically, 70% of America right now, at least in the millennial pay raise, right, the millennial age group, and at the Gen Z age group, 87% is looking for some type of opportunity to make alternative income, statistically. Right? So people are looking. It's just, are you actually approaching them in the right way? Because they may not even realize that the opportunity they've been looking for is right in front of them. And so I always tell people, you need to get someone to know, like, and trust you. The 3 things here, right? Know, like, and trust. If someone doesn't know, like, and trust you, you do not have you should not pitch. You should not send a video, right? Cold marketing isn't copying and pasting. Hey, I really like your page. I think we can do business together. Watch my video really quick and let me know what you think is best. The chances of people watching that video is extremely freaking small. But if you get to have someone understand that you care and you get them to know, like, and trust you, that's how you're going to be able to introduce them to the business. So how do you do that, right? How do we go about actually getting someone to know, like, and trust you? I use an acronym called LORD, LORD. Location, occupation, recreation, dreams, right? Location, occupation, recreation, dreams. Eric Worre talks about his acronym FORM: family, occupation, recreation, money. FORM is only able to be used in a warm market setting, because when you're randomly speaking to someone and the first thing you ask someone is about their family, it's a little bit turn-off-ish, right? But in a warm market, how's the family? What have you been doing? What are you doing new for fun? That makes more sense. But in a cold marketing viewpoint, you want to use the acronym LORD. So what I do is I find someone's Instagram, and I've done examples of this before, where I've gone through Instagram, I found a hashtag, and I message that person and show people the conversation. If they reply right away, if not, then it's irrelevant. But I look at someone's page and I begin to like some of their photos. This is super important. You have to follow, like 3 photos, leave 3 comments, and then send a message. Follow, like 3 photos, leave 3 comments, then send a message. They're going to see an upstream of notifications from you, which is going to make them want to answer that message. Now, one line that I personally always use, and you can change this. This is, guys, it can't be what does Tim do? It's what does Tim do that works for me? Because sometimes the phrases change. I don't have a direct phrase. You know, it just depends on the profile. If I see someone with a fitness profile, I reach out to them. You know, hey, Ryan, I love your page. You know, you are killing it in the fitness industry. What made you want to pursue becoming an influencer in the fitness industry? Now I've got them to respond. This is important. This is something that Mike taught me. Mike taught me this phrase. He always ends with, what made you decide to become an influencer in the thing that they're trying to pursue? Or what made you want to pursue influence? That's one of my favorite lines. I use that on people that are like Instagram models. I use that on people that are like the Visco people. You know what I'm saying? I use those on people who, typically women who just want to get a lot of likes. Why do you want to make an influence? Half the time they don't even know, and it gives me the opportunity to ask them, well, have you ever thought about making money off your influence, right? And we're going to go to that in a little bit. Or you can go to the person's page. Hey, I love your photography. Like, your photos are amazing. When did you start taking photos? Like, how did you get into this? Right? Make them feel good. Compliment them, right? Get them to what? Like you. Get them to like you. Because if they like you, then you can get to know them. And if you get to know them, then they can become trustworthy. You can become someone that they can trust. Remember, we're going back on this. Each one of these little letters here is going to go back on know, like, or trust. The compliment. You know, so you compliment and ask a question that's going to get them to respond, because what do people like to do? People like to talk about themselves. And if you want to become successful in this industry, it's not about you being interesting. It's about you being interested. No one cares about you and what you do, especially if they don't know you. But everyone wants to be known. So if you're willing to be interested in other people instead of interesting, you're going to see your conversations become extremely successful, right? In three-way calls is another great example. When I share my story lackadaisically, like it's not a big deal. But when they talk about their story, when they talk about their dreams and their passions, I make it the biggest deal in the world. How did you get into that? How did it start? Bro, that's so freaking cool. Tell me more about it. Can you go deeper into that? Because I'm interested in them, which is thus bringing trigger points for me to discuss when I'm doing the presentation to make the close a lot easier, right? Guys, this is one thing I want to tell you is if you're brand new and doing this, do not be afraid to fail. You are always going to receive more no's than you are going to receive yeses. You're always going to receive more no's. I think you need to make a list of 100 names, like 100 numbers, 1 to 100, and see who can get 100 no's faster. Not because you didn't try, not because you didn't do it well enough, but because people are just going to say no. And the coolest thing about cold marketing is when people say no, but they still know, like, trust you, they still like your conversation, they're still going to follow you. And if they're following you, they're being re-exposed all the freaking time through stories, through posts, through lives, whatever it may be. So that's the first statement. That is your, how do I get someone to message me back on social media, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whatever it may be. If it's a Facebook group, talk about the Facebook group. Hey, I noticed that you're in Chicago Entrepreneurs Facebook group. I wanted to reach out to you. I looked through your page a little bit. I understand you're in real estate. How did you get into that? That's something I've always been looking to get into, right? Whatever it may be, talk about them. Now, after the conversation begins, the first thing you want to do is ask them where they're from. Ask them where they're from, right? Yo, so that's amazing, Marcellus. That's so cool that you got into that. By the way, where are you from? He's going to respond. Oh, I'm from Tennessee. That's crazy. I've never been to Tennessee. Like, what is there to do for fun out there? I definitely, that's on my list of places to go visit. Every time I answer, I'm asking a question, right? Oh, Kendra, by the way, where are you from? Dallas. That is crazy. I actually have some business associates in Dallas. I'm there all the time. What do you do for work? There comes the O, right? Oh, well, I'm a school teacher, right? I've been doing it now for 10 years, and it's what about yourself, right? They're going to start asking you questions, because when you ask questions, they're going to start asking questions. Awesome. They're starting to get to what? Know me, right? They like me from the compliment. The moment that they start asking questions is the moment that they're starting to want to know you. If someone responds on a compliment, they like you. If they start asking you questions, they want to get to know you. Now, that's amazing. You're a teacher. How did you get into that? Is that something that's been your passion? Yeah, it's been my passion, blah, blah, blah. That's so cool. I love helping people as well. I totally feel like teachers do not get what they deserve in our society. You are the ones that fill in the blank. Remember, you're interested in them. You're not interested in what you do. Okay, well, beside teaching, like, what do you do for fun? Like, I know, like, you can't just teach 24 hours a day. You can't just be in the office 24 hours a day. You can't just be, working at a construction site 24 hours a day. What do you like to do for fun? You go to the city often? You're just having conversation. Remember, conversation is business. And as long as you're in conversation, you're still in business. She tells you, well, I actually love photography. I love hiking and photography. I just haven't been able to do it that often. Well, here comes D, right? Here comes the trust factor. Well, if that's like one of your biggest passions and, a desire of yours, or a goal of yours, like, how come you haven't pursued it? Oh, well, they're going to start telling you their issues. Guys, the people who solve the most problems, what? Make the most money. So within 4 questions, their compliment, then the 4 questions, where they live, what they do, what they like, and what they dream of doing, you've now got them to know, like, and trust you. Because if they start telling you their problems, what does that mean? You've accomplished your goal. People don't talk about their problems, especially on social media. Social media is the place where we can all live our fake lives. You can show your best photos. You can show your circle of friends that's actually your cage. You can do whatever you want to do. So when someone starts telling you their problems, what are you going to do? You're going to provide them a solution. You're not going to provide them an opportunity. You're going to provide them a solution. Let me show you how you do this. So, solution time. And you know what? I don't want to be really, upfront or blunt, but do you mind if I just ask you a simple question? Yeah, sure. Go ahead. They've given you permission. Would more time or more money help you do what you're actually passionate about? Well, I have all the time in the world. I just don't have enough money. Well, I have a lot of time. I just don't have I have a lot of money, but I just don't have enough time. It doesn't matter what their answer is. Well, hey, I've really enjoyed our conversation, and I've actually been working on a side project that's helping me make a couple extra $100 a month, and it's given me a little bit more time to focus on what I'm passionate about. If I go ahead and send you some information on what I do, would you check it out? Would you want to check it out? If I would you? What are they going to say? Yes. Yes. Because they know, like, and trust you. You provided a solution, and you got them to open up and tell you their problems. You didn't come in saying, hey, join my business. You came in saying, hey, I want to get to know you, where you're struggling, and how I can best help you. I don't know if this is for you. If I send you some information, would you be interested? They're going to say yes. Awesome. I'm super excited. Let me do this. I have to go and find the information really quick, but then I'm going to send it to you right away. It's about 13 minutes long. When do you think you can watch it? When do you think you can watch it? Oh, well, I get out work at 5. I go home around 5:30. I'll make some dinner. I can be done around 7 p.m. Eastern time. I am not responding to them till they give me a time. Because I need to be able to say the next statement, and I need to be able to create an excuse to reach out to someone. Following up is creating excuses to follow up. People don't follow up and just say, hey, are you ready to sign up? Hey, are you ready to sign up? You always follow up with an excuse. Hey, I was just thinking about you. Hey, our company just launched a new product. Hey, I just read in this book today. Hey, blah, blah, blah. Fill in the blank. Target. Reasoning. End goal. So they say, awesome. I'm going to drop the video really quick. And how about I reach out to you around 7:15 to see what you liked best? If I just send the video, I have no room to edify the video, and I have no room to ask what they like best. So if I send you some information, would you want to check it out? It's actually the video that got me interested in this because it really broke things down extremely clear and extremely simple, and it made a lot of sense to me in the beginning. Edification. When do you think you can watch it? Excuse to follow up. Then follow the last question. I want to see what you like best. I want to see what you like best. Why do I do those three things? Number one, I edify the video because if I edify the video and I tell them why I like it, they're going to find reasons why they like it. If I find the time that they're going to watch it, I've now created an excuse to what? Continue conversation. Number three, why do I ask them to see what they like the most? I want to pre-program their brain to see what they like the most. If I don't edify the video, excuse me. Actually, guys, there's only 6 people in the world that have this cup. Christopher Terry has one. Have you ever watched his old sessions? He always has that cup on his desk. Side nugget. But beyond the point. What the hell was I going to say? Why do I say that last one? So I can pre-program their brain. If I don't edify the video, they're not going to care about the video. They're going to say, oh, this is a pyramid. Oh, this doesn't make any sense. Oh, this doesn't work. But if I edify, it's piqued the interest, right? If I don't give a time, I have no I seem annoying checking in on them again. But if they tell me when they're going to be done, it now gives me a reason to check in. Now, if they don't respond and it's a day later, hey, Alex, I wanted to reach out again. I know we were talking about something. Are you still cool with checking out that video? If not, bro, no worries. Right? I take it away from them. Oh, yes, please send it to me. Cool. When can you watch it? These 3 steps right here are super, super, super important. It does not allow you to assume the close if you do not accomplish those 3 steps. You need to accomplish edification, timing, what they like. Because what happens here is the same thing I've talked about in warm marketing, right? And I won't go too deep into the rebuttals a little bit because that's all in the warm marketing training. But look at it this way. Hey, Andrea, I wanted to reach out to you. I absolutely love that video. I'm so excited you got to watch it. And voice messages, guys. Voice messages. I should mention this earlier. Voice message or conversation. People will find it weird, but they will love it because they know it's you. It's your personality, your excitement. People enjoy energy. They want to feel something. We're social beings. Voice message everything. I voice message everything. Number 1, because I'm lazy, but number 2, because it's extremely personal. I should message that in the beginning. Put that at the top of your notes because that's extremely important. I'm sorry about that. I'm super excited. What did you like most about the video? Well, the mentorship is crazy. I didn't even know there was anything out there like this. Well, you know what, Andre? This is crazy, but I actually am partnered with 10 of the educators who run the Trade House program. They actually created Go Live. Do you want to get, I think that if you and I partner together and we launch this, not only can I help you, but I can get you plugged in with those educators so you can get private mentorship. Does that sound like something that would interest you? Always end with a response every single time. Every question, you guys have noticed this. Every time I've done something, I've ended it with a question. It doesn't matter what the phrase is. Oh, I love swipe trade. I didn't know you can copy paste. Yo, swipe trades is killer. Actually, the person who signed me up is the only dual language swipe trade master in the company. I think if you and I partner, I believe if you and I partner, we can fill in the blank. I can get you private mentorship. Assume the close. Guys, this is the same thing as PS3 in your warm market. You piqued interest because they know, like, and trust you. They know that you care. They opened up for you to give you the opportunity to provide a solution. That's the piquing interest side. The share the plan, the S, is the video. And the 3-way call is irrelevant if you assume the close, but your safety net if they don't close right away. oh, well, I don't know if I can do this right now. Hey, well, how about this? When I first saw this, I was extremely interested, but I had a shit ton of questions. If I can get some of my mentors' time, who's actually an educator for a company, who was actually one of the chairmen in the organization, who it doesn't even need to be a high title. If I can get you connected to my mentor Marcellus, who currently lives at a trade house and is helping dozens of people learn how to trade and helping create financial, it doesn't matter. As long as there's edification, they will hop on the call. If I can introduce you to this person, would you want to chat with them so you can get some more in detailed description about how the company works, whatever. What are they going to say? Yes, because they're interested. They told you what they like. Now, if they say no, cool. Hey, Andre, hey, like I said, this may have not been for you, but why don't you like it? Just so I can kind of see it from your perspective. Oh, well, I just don't want to recruit and do all that kind of stuff. Hey, I completely feel you, and I felt the same exact way when I started. I just found out that if I find people like you who need a solution like this, I can share it, and not only do you benefit, I benefit. And if we both benefit, everyone can win. Feel, felt, found. Do not be afraid of no's. No's, you must continue what? Communication and conversation. Because if you end on the no, what happened? You lost business. But if you take the no, if we're looking at a straight line from beginning of conversation to close, the no is just off the line. Feel, felt, found gets us back on the line. Back to the close. I found out if I find people like you, I'm able to share this and help people. I just thought it would be really cool for you to check it out. Have you ever considered doing anything like this before? Have you ever considered finding alternative ways to make income? Go back to the conversation. Now what happened? In a day or two, follow up. Hey, I don't mean to bug you about this topic again, but my mentor's actually running a call at 7 p.m. And I think if you see the back office, it may answer some more of your questions. Would you be open to checking that out? No, it's not for me. Hey, no worries, but how's your day been? Continue the conversation. If people keep saying no, stop pitching the business, start sharing personal development. This was one of the biggest things that I ever learned. One of the easiest ways to build relationships, shift people's paradigms and thought processes, and continue conversation. Guys, if someone's saying no, they're not saying no to you. They're not saying no to the opportunity. They're saying no to themselves. They are not ready to do this. Number one, not everyone will do this. It doesn't matter how many people see your results. Not everyone will do this. Accept that. Have peace of outcome that people are going to say no and people are going to say yes. You move on and you move forward, right? So I lost my train of thought with that one too. Beyond the point. Personal development. That's where I was at. My bad. Sorry. So I do this with people. I said, hey, well, I know you're someone who's, super open-minded. I actually have a video that I always send people who get started with me about personal development. It's a 2-hour video, and it really just talks about tell them something that it's helped you with. Would you want to check it out if I send it to you? Give people personal development, because what does that do? And now what? Creates an excuse for you to go and talk to that person. Guys, that's it. That is cold marketing. Believe that you're going to impact someone and that they have the ability to impact other people. Send a message with a compliment and a follow-up question. Let them know that you care. Get them to know, like, and trust you. Understand the acronym LORD. Correlate to PS3, right? Assume the close, and there's not a close. Get on a 3-way call. Check in on the follow-up system. 1 day, 2 day, 4 day, 8 day, 4. You get the point. Double up your follow-up and share personal development. Guys, that is cold marketing. That's all it takes. That is it. Like, it's so simple. Whether it's Facebook groups, it's Instagram groups, it's Snapchat, it's LinkedIn. It doesn't matter what it is. It's conversation. I think a lot of the times when people join a network marketing business, they forget just how to speak to people. They forget how to just be a human being because they think everything is sales, which it is. But you're just doing too much. But when people say they don't have the money for it, it depends. Good question. It depends on your relationship. In events, I nip that in the butt telling people they'll never have enough money. This is a good question. Do this with them. It's never that people don't have enough money. This is that you need to write this down, Nick. It's never that people don't have enough money. It's they don't see the value in paying the dollar amount it costs. They don't see the value. Because if I brought a Lamborghini in front of their house and I said, give me $225, they would go get $225. Find out what their passion is, right? If they loved photography and they wanted a new camera, they would find the $600 to go buy the new camera. They just don't see the value, or they have a lack of information of why the company is underpriced, right? Now, number two, how do you go about that? Because you can't tell them. You can't tell them that, oh, you just don't see the value. You're dumb. You can't tell you that. Be transparent. Get them to be transparent with you again. Hey, I completely understand that. Everyone's in a different life situation. And I think it's sad that we live in a world where people don't even have an extra $200 to invest into themselves. Let me ask you this, right? That was a passive aggressive, right? I think it's sad that we live in a world where people don't even have an extra $225 to invest into themselves. I do this on purpose because sometimes they might rebuttal you and say, oh, well, I have the money. And then you'll see, okay, they just didn't see the value. Here comes it. But let me ask you this. If we worked out a way for this to work for you to get started, would it be something that you want to do? Because this is where you're going to learn the truth, right? It doesn't matter what the phrase is, but let me ask you this. If there was a way for us to game plan to get that 225, do you see value? Do you see yourself doing this business? Do you see value in you doing this business? Because if they say no, that just means they don't want to do it. If they say yes, game plan time. Okay, let's make a list so you can start having an organization. Okay, let's donate plasma. Okay, let's work a couple extra hours at work. Okay, what do you spend on your monthly? Like, what are expenses that you spend? How often do you go out to eat? Let's game plan it. And then if it is a game plan that takes 30 to 60 days, personal development, instill personal development into them. Because if they're listening to audios before they join, when they do join, they're hitting the ground running. Because now their paradigm and perspective of what they're doing is completely different. Nick, I hope that helped you. They just need time. Do we still have to keep the conversation? Yeah, I would say that, hey, felt found. I felt the same exact way. Everyone's schedule's super crazy. But what I found out was that I just wasn't prioritizing my time. And I need to actually organize my day a little bit better. If you and I sat down and looked through the schedule and we could figure out a way to get this into your schedule for 30 to 60 minutes a day, would you want to do that? They're going to say yes. And if they say no, it's just an excuse. It's just an excuse. You have to remember that. Guys, people are going to lie to you. They're going to lie to you. People lie all the freaking time. For the question for how long do we have to keep the conversation if they say no? As long as it takes. As long as it takes. Now, if you're pitching them and becoming annoying and they're not responding to you, stop. Stop. Right? But conversation is as simple as they post a story and it's funny, comment on the story. They have a new post, comment on that post. Don't just like shit. On Facebook, put hearts, put happy emojis, comment. Be involved, engaged. Why? Because even if they don't re-engage with what you do, they're going to see what you're doing. The way social media works is, here's the algorithm for Instagram. About 10% of people that follow you will actually see your post in your timeline, and 10% of the 10% that see it will actually like or engage with that post itself. That's why they say an influencer is someone who gets at least 2% engagement on their Instagram. That's it. Kylie Jenner gets like 4%, 3.5%, sometimes 6%. She averages anywhere between 3 to 6% engagement on her Instagram, and it's Kylie Jenner. She has 150 million followers. She gets like 6 million likes, right? So a couple tens of thousands of comments, whatever it may be. But you're not Kylie Jenner. So if you're not getting crazy engagement, that's okay. People are still seeing it. Let me tell you why. When you comment or like someone else's post, or you watch their story, when you watch their story, your story is the next person Your story, they will see it first, but you must view their story. Another key fact, and this is things we're going to talk about in the social media training, right? You have to post a story every 1 to 3 hours. If you're full-time with this, every hour. If you're part-time with this, every 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, at least 2 to 3 times a day. And posting stories is simple. You're having a meal, you're reading a book, you're at the gym, you're on a webinar. Each and every single one of you could have literally taken a photo of my face, recorded a little excerpt of what I'm saying, tag me, and putting on Monday night mentorship with my mentor. Post that. People are going to see it, right? It's as simple as that. That's how you do stories. Now, same thing with likes and same thing with comments. People will not do something for you if you do not do something for them. And I've had experienced this, especially with Facebook. Facebook, I'm never on. I literally post and I never go back on Facebook. And it's why I don't get as many comments on Facebook, because number one, people aren't seeing my post on Facebook because I don't engage with anybody. And number two, I'm not commenting on other people's stuff. So why would they comment on my stuff? It doesn't make any sense. I know I do this selfishly. People that comment on my stuff, every time I see their post, I comment right away. Why? Because now it's give and take. Because I'm commenting for you, you're commenting for me, and your comment may be the comment that gets someone else to join my business, and my comment may be the comment for you. Same thing with likes. You like someone post, you post on that day, boom, your post is there. This is why a lot of people, before they do a post, before they do a live, 15 minutes before they do that, they'll go comment and like 20 people's photos and comment on 20 people's things. They'll go comment on people's story, because you will become the first one in the timeline to see that. That's just little things for you to write down in preparation for the social media training. We're gonna go really deep on the social media training. We have a couple people that are lined up to do it. We don't know exactly who's gonna do it, but it will be someone P5K and higher, who has built very, very hardcore on social media. So there's that. I'm gonna make sure they have any more questions here. That's it. I'm sorry. Oh, so I know a lot? So when you compliment okay, with social media, you're not going to see a lot of people say, "Do I know you?" Right? Because Instagram is a platform where anyone just follows anyone. People will follow anyone on specifically Instagram. Facebook, people typically only add friends that they know, or if they have some type of intention behind adding that person. A lot of times for us in business, I add people because I just want to comment and like on their shit, so they follow my shit, so eventually they sign up. That's it. That's all I do on Facebook, right? Typically, I delete people like a couple a day. I'm not going to talk about what I do because, okay, I'll tell you. On the people's birthdays, when I send them a birthday message, I always do private and I always do over voice. If they don't respond and I never talk to them, I just delete them. Straight up. I wait a couple days for them to have time to actually see the message. Now, if it's someone I haven't talked to, if it's someone that's negative, if it's someone that is just not providing any value to my life, I delete them too, right? Because I'm only allowed 5,000 friends on Facebook. With Instagram, it doesn't matter. You can follow 10,000 people. It's all irrelevant. So there's that. I hope that answers your question. If people say that, be like, hey, we live in a digital age where I've had so many amazing experiences of connecting with, in put parentheses, random people on social media. I saw your page and I would just thought it would be dope to connect. That's it. That's it. That's all you have to say. Like, hey, we live in a digital age. We're the most connected society to ever live. And I just love meeting new people. How did your week go so far? Now, if they don't respond after that, don't message them, right? Move on. This is why you got to message 10, 15, 20 people a day. You message 10 people a day on social media, you're going to be good. You're going to be hitting ranks. You're going to be having personals. You're going to be making things moving. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave it at that. I do have an announcement. I'm going to keep the recording because for people that are watching this recording, I know there's a call going on right now for a couple teams. There's events that are happening, different things that are going on. So I want people to see this recording. We have a very special announcement. This is something that the leaders have been working on in our leadership chat that we have over the past, 12 to 24 hours now. We have someone on the team who is currently going through an extremely unfortunate situation. She's actually on the call. So just to kind of explain to you, and Kendra, I'm sorry to bring up what's happened, but I think this is extremely important, and I hope that this is beneficial to you. Kendra recently had her house burned down. Kendra is a single mom of 2 kids. She's currently working 2 jobs, and she's one of the most genuine, positive, focused people that I've ever met. She's never missed a call. She's always asking questions. She has 0 ego. She just wants to learn and help other people. And a lot of leaders have noticed it and have actually talked about her with not even her being in our organization or in their organization. And so I just personally think that this is someone that's extremely special in an extremely unfortunate situation. So on Sunday night, on our leadership call, we made the decision. We have a GoFundMe, and our goal is by the end of December to raise $10,000 for Kendra. Kendra, I'm gonna be reaching out to you soon. I'm gonna be asking for some more photos, some things that I can add that you're comfortable with. The leaders are all committing to a certain dollar amount that they're going to be investing into this. Our goal by the end of this week is a minimum of $2,500 just from our team alone. And if you guys are open, I'm really asking you to please share this on your Instagram, put the link in your bio, share this on your Facebook, share this in your Telegram chats, share this in Discord. I'm going to be sharing it to the chairman chat. I'm going to be sharing it to the P2K Plus leadership chat. I'm going to be asking a lot of people, guys, put this on your story. Just really imagine if you come home and everything that you ever had is gone, and you're in a situation where you have nothing right now. Some of you have experienced that, so you know what it feels like. So I started off, I put in $100, but our goal is $10,000 by the end of the month, so that at the beginning of 2020, Kendra's able to take that money and obviously get clothes, get food, figure out a temporary housing situation. Obviously, insurance is extremely helpful, but that takes months, right? So you guys have to, I really remember that this is more than a business. This is more than Forex. This is more than network marketing. Quantum Creations is so much more than that. And when we have things like this happening for people in our family, people on our team, it's only right for us to step up and be that extra support. So Kendra, I just wanted to announce this on the call because we have 60 people on this webinar. Guys, the team alone, if every single person in the QC chat donated $10, we would have over $4,000 this week. So please, if it's $1, if it's $5, if it's $10, whatever you can give, please, it's 50 cents. I don't care. If you can give something, I'm asking you just to do this for me. So guys, that's it. I'll be sending out the GoFundMe link extremely shortly. I know a lot of people have been asking about this. The leaders decided that we are going to wait to do it after this call. And this is not on me. This is a group decision. There's so many people behind this. We want to do this on this call so we can all announce it together and just be willing, or just be able to do it at the same time and really push this. So if you guys are more than willing, please share it. If you have churches that you go to, share it. If you have community groups that focus on this, if you've ever done GoFundMe before and you have tips and tricks on how to make this go viral, please let me know. I think $10,000 is a very, very, very simple task for the month of December. So if you guys got value from this call, please, please, please share what you learned the most in the QC chat. If you have any private questions, please let me know. I'm going to record this, upload it to YouTube, share it to each and every single one of you. I'll have the GoFundMe link ready to go. Kendra, I'll be reaching out to you to get some more information on things that you want me to edit on it that may help. Maybe I typed a couple things wrong. You want to add a couple photos of you and your kids if you're comfortable. If not, we'll chat. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm super excited for this week. We have 29 more days of December, and this is going to be the most powerful month for the decade of 2020 to 2019. Let's get it done.